Here you go. Here is the long-awaited final video for Rhonda Rodriguez Blended Learning Cohort 2. I apologize for the delay, but things have been rather insane. So what did I do in this semester to reinforce the learnings from last fall? I did my Monday night 3-hour class as a blended learning class. I did 3 chapters that were presented online in a PowerPoint presentation, using Explain Everything. In two of the chapters, one was to replace Cesar Chavez Day, and the other one I used to replace when I had to miss class for Don's mom's funeral. And it proved to be really great to have the flexibility. So even though we couldn't be in class, I was able to present the material, the students were able to get the material, and then be able to discuss it in class, the homework and so forth at a later date. So it provided tremendous flexibility, which I loved. The third class, I had them do a video for Enron, which was actually delivered through Vialogs. They were to come into class and they met in groups of 5. They discussed the case study, the Harvard Business Review case that I used. They discussed it among themselves, and then they put together their arguments on how they answered certain questions. And then we faced off against each of the teams, and that proved to be really very enriching, great feedback from the students, and it was really fascinating to see their difference of opinions. Some of them I'm a little iffy on the ethical fiber that they have, but I'll need to continue to work on them in business as they go through. So I think that it really proved to be a very useful tool for me. And I believe that the outcome was pretty good. For the most part, the students did really well on the homework with the exception of the more difficult chapter. I had to spend almost a full class period reviewing the homework for them. I don't know if they didn't really pay attention to the videos or if it was just really difficult material. I used that same chapter in the fall and didn't have that outcome. In addition to that, when they took the Chapter 8 quiz, which was the more difficult chapter presented on blended learning, they did substantially lower than they did with the rest of the classes. And I find that really fascinating because that quiz was take-home and they could just look at the videos or whatever if they had a problem. So I did get some feedback from students that, you know, it shouldn't be done on that chapter, that was harder. I didn't get that feedback in the fall from the classes that did that. So I'm a little perplexed on that. I think I'll try it again next semester and we'll see what happens with that particular chapter. So I was a little puzzled by that. So this semester I also used VoiceThread for them to be able to look at other students' response on project and be able to answer. All the tools seem to be things that they really enjoy for the most part, so I was very happy with that. In addition to that, I also did a survey at the end of the semester, which I'll send you the link on because I couldn't copy it because I got the free version of SurveyMonkey and it wasn't as happy as it should be. So if you have another survey tool, that would be great. And so my first question on the survey was, do you like the blended approach? Neither like nor dislike it. And basically, what happened was pretty, 25% liked a great deal, 25% liked a moderate amount, and then 30% liked a little. And 20 people answered the survey, and so it was 5, 5, and 6. So I think that was pretty good feedback there. And then, what was your experience with the material at the blended approach? Better than you expected, worse, and so forth. and 20% said it was much better than they had expected, and 25% said it was somewhat better, 20% slightly better, and about what they expected was 20%. So pretty even split there. Almost all the students thought that it was convenient. I asked, how about convenience? They liked that. 45% said that the material was very helpful. How helpful is the material support for the blended? So that tells me that what I put together for them was meaningful and it was easy to understand. So that was good. And then my question was, did you like the blended learning approach? If so, why? And they liked the fact that the material was, at their fingertips. I think, but the majority of them really liked the classroom setting better, and that's very consistent with the survey that I gave in the fall. So I'm not sure if that's just the perception or if it's going to be something over time that, through experience, they start to change their opinion of that. I also thought, it was also said that it keeps coming up, I don't like it because I can't ask questions, which makes me laugh. And it makes me laugh because in class, I get questions from the same 5 people. And I know that those 5 people are helping the other students, but it's like all of a sudden now, all 20 of them want to ask questions and they don't. What I did learn is when I went to the cohort 3 presentation at the end was Catherine Leonard saying putting the videos in Vialog and they can ask their questions. I get a printout daily of what those questions are and can go in and answer them. So I am going to implement that in the fall semester. So that was really great for me. All in all, I think it was a positive experience for them. And they told me what they would enhance. And I think that, it worked out pretty well. So I'll go ahead and send you the survey. In addition to that, I did mention to you that what the blended learning did was give me more confidence in technology. And I totally rolled my class to the online program for Cengage Now, which is provided by my publisher, and my book is on there. So everything was delivered that way as far as homework assignments. They had to go in and they had an opportunity to get helpful hints. They had an opportunity to turn, twice to turn it in, unlimited times to get the answer right. As well as I administered all the quizzes on there, and I gave both the midterm and the final using the computer lab. So not only did it free up my time, it gave me great statistics to be able to use, and that change from last semester brought up my midterm grade 10 points, the average, from a 74 to an 84. That is amazing to me. And I think it was just the way that they were able to keep at it, getting helpful hints to be able to do the material. So I will continue with that to see what happens as we go forward. I think that's what you were looking for from us. I'm now at 8 minutes, 54 seconds. I do want to take this opportunity to thank both of you, and especially you, Jill, and Christy, when needed, to help me be a part of all of this. I think it was just an awesome experience. I can't wait to see what you've got in store for us going forward. I certainly want to be a part of everything you do, and I can't thank you enough for this opportunity. Have a great summer.